today's session will be basically on the case study approach, where we'll be having one case study of transport system. I will be sharing some scenarios on that parameter. You need to create write a test cases. We have already have a discussion on that. So just moving towards that test, what do you call as project manual. Okay. So we'll go for transport uh, case study on the transport system. Okay. So TC, that is transport management system, and into this case study we have gone through. I think we have already discussion on this one. Pradnya, we have a discussion on this part, na? Yesterday, some week before. Yes.
कौन सा सर?
Yeah, on a case study of transport system, transport
Yes
management.
sir.
स्क्रीन डिस्प्ले
Yes sir.
होती है.
Okay, okay. One second. Just a second. I am sharing my screen. Oh my God, I missed it. Okay, so this is shared, and I think this is visible to everybody now. Okay, so the case study, just make it visible to everybody in the format of presentation. Okay, so now this is the case study of a transport management system. Everyone is visualizing is this case study? Yes.
यस सर.
Yes
Okay,
sir.
okay, okay. The
Yes,
basic
sir.
the basic thing is that whenever any you are being working in a testing environment, uh, parallelly what is happening is that development is going on, but SSR is created at the initial stage, and on that SSR, we as a test team are asked to create your test cases scenarios and test cases and your uh, test plans and all those things. So this is actually documentation being provided to the testing team, and on this parameter you will be analyzing what exactly the business is going on as far as the guidelines being provided by the client. So the transport system, the guidelines which are being provided for the it has been there. The guidelines will be containing some screenshots. Actually, the system how it will be working. There will be in this system we have a two users. One is super user and one is client user. Super user means the admin person, and the client user means the person, the terminal that will be integrating or being accessing the data or doing some operations like inserting, updating, and some records that will be manipulated from the client user, and super user will be just getting monitoring what is exactly happening into the system. Okay, so the as far as the designing of the client user is concerned, it will be there we will be adding some branches, some users, some vehicles over there. So the form is in front of you, and based on these forms what you have to do is that these are the different forms. So login form is there, then the home page is there for this admin pages and all those stuff. So what in today's session what we'll do is that we'll move to this page number, that is a master pages, and we will be doing some operations of, I think so first, I think we have done with the login pages. Okay, yes, have we done with the login pages, everyone?
Yes, sir.
We have done with the
Yes
logging.
sir.
We have done, yes, Pradnya, we have done with the logging page. You can share with your colleagues, those who were not there. But on the same parameter, now I am expecting that you should create your test cases for the upcoming pages. So I will take some different page now. Na? This is one page. So this is edit profile page. Okay, the fifth one I will be highlighting with this color code as a edit page, and I want you to create, you all to create the pages which I will be referring. You have to create a test cases for those pages. So this is a page, and on this page you have to write a test case, test scenarios, and a notebook. Okay, is it clear to everybody? The fifth number point, that is edit profile. Only one thing I am expecting that you should complete it within a half an hour. Uh, we'll be stopping the presentation, but you have to utilize your time for creating these test cases. Now, how to write this test case? Again, I will be sharing with you the different folders. There's just like test cases or test designs. So test cases, whenever we are writing any templates, we have already gone to this templates, but this will be shared with you in a zip format. You can use this. I will be sharing on a mail ID immediately after this. So the Excel sheet will be open, and in this Excel sheet, this is a standard format being preferred by some of the companies. So we will be using the same scenario for writing a test cases, test scenarios, and everything. Okay. Okay. Now this is small example, I think so. This is a small example that will be highlighting us the project name, the module which is be provided. So I have provided you the module, so I will just explain you. We are working on the module called as a masters module. Okay, we are working on the module called as a masters module, and we are working on the page called as an edit profile page. Okay, so edit profile page that is containing this form, and we need to create a test case for only this page only, not for any other page. Okay, so in this we will be creating a test cases. Whatever role you are explaining, it will be differentiated. So IDs, you can use any number, like a this is assignment 1, so AS1 test case, AS2 test cases, and you have to write the description. So what is the intention behind this test case? Okay, what is the intention behind this first scenario? What is the first scenario? So are you accepting the null values or not? So that should be your test scenario. And if it is not there, one second, I'm just closing this one Excel sheet Word file. Okay, so just that's it. Okay, so this will be one scenario, and into this scenario what will be your day test case procedure, what all procedure you will be following, what is your expected output, and not about this one, what is this one, this is not concerned. So for me, what is important is that you have to highlight this test procedure, you have to write the test description, you have to write the test ID, and you have to write the expected result. So what should be the expected result, and that will be calculated by somebody else whenever the people go for testing. Okay, so this will be having one more column inside over here, that is nothing but your actual result. Okay, so actual result is being maintained over here whenever the team is being provided with some testing team is being provided, it will be working on that the pages, and after completing this will be visible to everybody. Okay, so I will be merging this into center. Okay, so okay, so these four parameters you have to pass, you have to brainstorm your session, you have to apply your whole logic. For example, I will take an example of small case that like this is login page. Okay, so what all scenarios will be there, I will be putting it into my Word document. So what all scenarios will be there? So based on this page, I will be creating some scenarios. Okay, so this is scenario 1, I will call it as scenario 1. So what is scenario? That is username and password feed, ये दोनों फील्ड में it should not allow blank spaces. Okay, this will be my first scenario. Okay, so scenario 1, then scenario 2. Okay, so scenario 2, so you can use your probability. So you will be writing, so this is the scenario, and your test case will be test case 1, that will be checking the username based on this parameters. So just like this, will be writing a description for what intention you are writing these test cases, and what all steps you will be following. So you will be following that, you will be entering the blank spaces, blank spaces, blank spaces. And second thing is that the operations I'm specifying, these are the operations you will be doing over there. So first operation you will be entering a blank spaces, and second operation you will be clicking, जैसे मैंने बोला कि you will be clicking blank spaces, enter blank spaces in username. Then second one will be, you will be entering the blank spaces in the password field, and third one is nothing but you will be clicking on, sorry, third step what you will do is that you will be clicking the login button. Okay, so this will be your test cases. So where you have to write this is you have to write into test procedure. What is it into your test procedure? So what is TC1? This is your test procedure you have to follow. And what is scenario? Scenario means what? You are writing the test case description, for what intention you are writing your test cases. So this is nothing but your scenario, I will be highlighting it with like this. Okay, so this is clear to everybody now. You will be writing your description into your test scenario. the scenario, whatever scenario you want to check it, you will be writing into this one. The procedure, that is a second column, this one, the second column, you will be writing the procedure, what all procedure you will be following. So first procedure is entering username, second one is entering password, and third one is you are clicking the button. Okay, so if I enter any blank spaces, what should be the actual output you are expecting as a tester, if you want to make your system very precise? So this is scenario we have completed, this is your test cases, description you have completed, and the third one is expected result. So what should be the expected result? Result should be that the message should display, what it should display, क्या डिस्प्ले करना चाहिए इसने? Enter valid
Are allowed.
username and password. Okay, is it clear to everybody, the first scenario? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Now this is what all probability will be there maximum कि आपने space, either you have, this is at first test case. Okay, now on the same parameter, on the same scenario, you will be writing a second test cases. So you have entered blank spaces in username, and you have entered values. What are the values? So you can put a values like this one. So you have put a value, I will put it into parenthesis like this. So I will be putting a value like no, password 1234. Okay, so my password, this is correct password I have entered, and I have clicked on login button. So what all scenario it should do? It should enter valid username and password. Okay, now what will be the third scenario? The scenario is same, but the test cases will be different. Okay, now I have entered here, I have entered blank spaces in username, blank space in password. In second operations, I have entered only blank space in username, but I have not entered any blank spaces in password. Now third scenario, third what we call the test case. Okay, on this same page I am doing a first scenario, this is my first scenario. Okay, on this scenario I am working with this different test cases. Okay, so the third test cases will be very simple. Just I will not do any operations, I will only click on the button. ऐसे भी हो सकते ना, without entering anything, you are directly clicking on the button. So in this scenario also, in this test case also, it should display the same message. Okay, and what is the fourth probability? What is, अगर आप जितने probabilities लिखेंगे उतने सारे test cases आपके बनते जाएंगे. Okay, is it clear to everybody? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now I will be creating another scenario. So one more file, new, and I will be creating another scenario. Now what is the second scenario of this page? Can anyone tell me? आप और क्या ले सकते हैं? अब ये होगा हमारे blank spaces का. We are only focusing on blank spaces. Okay, now in this one, what all probability will be there? Yes, any test case, first one? I'm just copying my operations over here and just I'm pasting over here. So what will be my test case over here? Yes, invalid. What is this? You need to check invalid username and password. Okay, now you are not using this one, you will be having some values with you. Okay, so values will be provided to you and you have to do it. So okay, so what is test case 1? Here we have written test case 1 procedure, तो हम यहाँ पर इसको ही copy कर देते हैं. This is my procedure, and in this procedure we will be writing something. The procedure 1, enter valid username. Okay, and second thing is that I will be saying that enter invalid username. Okay, and then third one, you will be clicking on login button. Click login button. So on what cases it will be getting failed? So if this is valid and if it is invalid, you have to display the same message, that is enter valid username and password. Is it clear to everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Now second test case on same page, on same scenarios. Okay, same scenario with second test case. I will be entering invalid username but valid password, and then I am clicking on button. I am clicking on the button. Okay, so what should be the message? What is your expected result output? Yes, what is your expected output? What is your expected output then? The message should be same or something different? Yes, 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 anyone? Yes, anyone? Any reply? Or shall I stop my way? Yes, Jayashree, Aarti. Yes, I want to reply. तब तक मैं आगे नहीं जाऊंगा. No reply. Shall I stop?
No.
No, sir.
Please and
Hmm.
please
Aarti,
our valid password.
Dhanashree, Pradnya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
ओके मैं बोला जरा
Yes,
काहीतरी
sir.
तुम आप जब तक नहीं बोलेंगे मैं आगे नहीं जाऊंगा. मैं पहले बहुत बता रहा हूँ अभी. नाउ द सेम
Yes, sir.
मैसेज विल बी देयर. देखो, वी हैव एंटर invalid username into this table, text box, and we have entered a valid username, a valid password, sorry, valid password. No one is correcting me. Okay, so invalid username but valid password, but I'm clicking on a button, so same message should get displayed. Okay, so one is valid, one is invalid. Third probability we can take it as the third test case, that is both are invalid. Both should be invalid. Okay, so third test cases, that will be both will be invalid. Okay, so I will enter invalid username but I will also enter invalid password, and I'm clicking on button. It should display the same message. बराबर है? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. So,
any more assignments, any more test cases you can write? Yes. Our intention is very simple: invalid username and password. So that's the second scenario. Okay, now we will be writing a third scenario. Third scenario file. I'm creating file and new, and I'm writing a third scenario. What is the third scenario? It will be valid username and valid password. Okay, so I have entered valid username and I have entered valid password. Okay, so what should happen then? What should be your expected result then? Just tell me. What should be the expected result or expected output? Tell me. If I'm entering valid username and valid password, what should be the output?
welcome to our page.
Yes. Home page. Home page will be displayed. Okay. अगर नहीं होगा तो it means we are wrong with this one. So we have gone through three scenarios. One is we have entered a blank spaces. Second scenario we have entered invalid username and password, and third scenario we have entered valid username and password. The values will be provided. आपको यहाँ पर values डालने पड़ेंगे, जो भी आपको डालने हैं that will be provided, and you have to check it whether this home page is getting open or something message is being getting displayed or something. What is actually happening after clicking on this one? Okay, so are you clear with this one? What I'm expecting from you all? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm copying this
Yes, sir.
one. I'm copying this and I'm pasting into your chatting. I'm pasting into chatting, mm, so that everyone will be visualized. Okay, what is actually going on? Okay. So are you clear with this one? Now on same parameter I'm expecting that you should go for this edit profile. ऐसा ही आपको scenario बनाना है, and on this page you will be writing a test cases. You will be first, what you will be doing, you will be analyzing what is actually the scenario. Second thing is that you will be uh, creating the test cases also, the procedure for your test cases. You will be writing the procedure for that, and what should be the output if the system is good. जैसे अभी ये सिनारियो में हमने सब कुछ अच्छा अच्छा बोला है. If it is valid, then home page should get displayed. But if it is wrong, tester का काम होता है not to go for good things. You have to check out what is the problem into the system. So अगर मैंने ये नहीं डाल दिया तो मेरा ये मैसेज आना चाहिए. अगर मैंने ये डाल दिया, ये कुछ कर दिया, तो this should be happening. If I am doing this operations, this should get happen. Okay, so this is actually happening. Now on the same parameter, if I am doing this with this page called as an your page, this is of your page called as an edit page. So edit page में क्या क्या होना चाहिए? You will be writing the scenarios, you will be writing the test procedures, and you will be writing the expected result. The format is very simple. This format I will be sharing you immediately on your WhatsApp group. You just use this and you just create your test scenarios, test procedure, and test cases for this one. Yes. Okay. So this is an assignment for you, only one page. Okay, so shall I close the session? Okay, tomorrow you have to share me what you have written. Tomorrow you have to share me what you have written into the test cases of this page. That's it. Okay, so what is your actually perspective, what you have analyzed it, and on this page what is your expectation that this should be happening and this should not get happen. Is it clear to everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will be
Yes, sir.
sharing it in your group. So the name of your group is digital marketing, I think so. Okay, so I'm using the same group for your scenarios and all those things. So I'm just copying the first scenario, copy, and I'm pasting it into your chat. Okay, so this is just a demo for you. The first scenario, then second scenario, and the third scenario. Okay, so third scenario is also there with you. Now you on the same parameter you can create it your third scenarios also, and I will be attaching you with this files also. Okay, so I'm attaching you immediately the files. So the project will be there with you. Now you have to use this project only. No other project will be assigned to you. Only one project on this parameter. I'm expecting that you should write it everything. Okay, so 1 second, it is getting loaded, and I will be going to the desktop. And test cases हमने कौन सा folder लिया था? This is was what the manual testing. So first I will be adding this project, that is transport system, and second one I will be adding this test cases. Okay, so document, and on the same manual folder I will be going to test cases, and this is test case example. Okay, so the name of the file is test case example. Now same thing you have to create. You can alter the page here itself, you can change it, you can copy it, and you can make it a separate sheet also, no issue about that, and you can paste it, and you can comply it tomorrow. I am expecting that you should be complying it on time. अगर जब तक आप brainstorming नहीं करेंगे तब तक, if you are completed with this, I am expecting that you should go for one more page, that is this one, that is add user page also. You can go for this add user page also. So this is second page, that is add user. You can go for this also. So this will be creating, if the 2-3 pages are there, it's good, then you can do anything, because scenarios need to be understood, test procedure you need to know, and what all expected results are there that need to be understood. That's the only thing that is expected from the manual tester. Okay, so is it clear to everybody, the test case?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think everything is with you now. Okay, everything is with you, and I have send it this also document also. So on this parameter you just try it and do your preparation for the manual testing. Okay, okay, So we'll stop for the day. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue with some another perspective of how to analyze the reports like this. Okay, so what all these reports are there, how we can go for testing it. Okay, so that need to be done. That is report testing is also there, but report testing के ऊपर ज़्यादा focus नहीं होता. Basically the tester job is to check the text boxes and the values you are entering, and you need to do some operations. You need to check out the operations, what is actually happening and what is expected results you will be calculating in actual testing. So that is one thing you have to do it. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow, and I'm expecting that you should complete this two things in very fast way. Okay. Okay. Okay, then any doubts, any questions you want to ask, you can ask me now. Yes, any question, any doubts? No question,
No,
no,
sir.
no question, no doubts. Okay. So we'll meet
सर
tomorrow. Yes.
जो जो आपने अभी कल का टेस्ट केस बनाने को दिया है तो हर एक फील्ड पे ऐड करना है हमें.
हाँ, you can put randomly also. No, ऐसा नहीं होता कि you can put it in the single way also. जैसे हमने यहाँ पर बोला कि enter user name and password, because it is very specified. Okay, दो ही text box है. But when you go for projects like this one, it is very difficult to say that enter. You can enter details. Enter details into customer name, email. Enter details like email ID, contact number. Okay, नहीं. अब ये जहाँ पर enter कर रहे हैं, it should be entered. Whenever there is a drop down, you have to select. So email will be entered, contact number will be entered, but operating city, that operating city will be from drop down. So selecting, so select word should be used over here, this because this is a drop down box. Okay, this is your text box, so you will be entering details, you will be selecting a details. Here you will be clicking the button of logo to upload. Are you getting? Clicking the button of choose file for uploading, and entering your GST number, entering the SAC number, entering the PAN number, entering the address. Okay, and then clicking on the save button. So probability will be that if I don't enter a logo button, if I don't enter the GST button, so what all things are mandatory. So here we have entered this is star. तो सिनारियो लिखते समय this should be there. Star मतलब क्या? Compulsory fields. Everyone knows, and these are non-editable. ये दो फील्ड जो है नॉन एडिटेबल, यानी मतलब क्या, ये पहले से आपके सामने आ रहे हैं. एज सुन एज यू आर क्लिकिंग ऑन दिस एडिट प्रोफाइल, इट विल बी लोडेड. सो यू कैनॉट एंटर इनटू द कंपनी नेम, यू कैनॉट एंटर इनटू ब्रांच नेम, बिकॉज दिस आर नॉट एडिटेबल. बट दिस आर एडिटेबल. 3 fields are editable, and this also 4 fields are editable, but these 4 fields are not compulsory. These 3 fields are compulsory. So you have to write a test case based on this scenario, that whether these 3 fields are entered or not. This is optional, so you cannot make the user to restrict कि address should be there or GST number should be there. It is not restricted, but you have to be restricted on this 3 fields: email, contact number, and your operating setting. Is it clear? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
मैंडेटरी फील्ड्स आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है, नॉन मैंडेटरी फील्ड्स आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है. मैंडेटरी फील्ड और कुछ फील्ड ऐसे भी होते हैं दैट आर नॉट एडिटेबल, यू कैनॉट डू एनी ऑपरेशंस ऑन द टेक्स्ट बॉक्सेस. सो इन दो सिचुएशन यू कैनॉट डू एनी ऑपरेशन, सो इट मीन्स यू हैव टू लीव दोज थिंग्स and you have to operate on the remaining part. That's it. After save button, what should happen? That is again you have to write it. Okay, so is it clear to everybody the test case we are discussing, and what all scenarios we need to understand whenever we are writing test cases for the pages like this one? Any doubts, any questions again? Yes, no doubts.
No, sir.
Okay, no doubts. Okay, Jayashree, काय अडचण? प्रतीक्षा,
नाही सर.
प्रतीक्षा, any problem?
No, sir.
Shankar, Shankar.
हाँ नो सर.
Okay, and
दिले
then
पैसे.
Dhanashree,
No, sir.
Aarti,
अजून
No,
Aarti.
sir.
Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow, and I'm expecting that you should spend your time and you completed this small task today itself. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be discussing the scenarios. आपने किस सिनारियो के ऊपर इसके ऊपर वर्कआउट किया, आपका क्या पर्सपेक्टिव था वो सिनारियोस चूज करने के लिए, आए समझ में, एंड व्हाट वाज योर इनपुट बीइंग गिवन एंड व्हाट वाज द एक्सपेक्टेड आउटपुट, ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है. एक पेज के लिए आपको समझ में आए, यू कैन डू फॉर एनी 100 पेजेस ऑल्सो, 10,000 पेजेस ऑल्सो. तो एक पेज के ऊपर थोड़ा ज़्यादा वर्कआउट करो, देन यू विल बी ओपनिंग अप विद लॉट मेनी थिंग्स. ओके, Okay, shall we stop for the day now? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So good day then. We'll meet tomorrow.